the new Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull came to power in late 2015, one of the first statements he made to the media in seeking to make the case for Australia's future prosperity was the important role of cities. He said in an interview in September 2015, "Liveable, vibrant cities are absolutely critical to our prosperity. Historically, the federal government has had a limited engagement with cities, and yet that is where most Australians live. It is where the bulk of our economic growth can be found. We often overlook the fact that livable cities, efficient, productive cities, the environment of cities, are economic assets." Our project is focused on understanding the drivers for cities' performance as economic assets. Traditionally, economists have sought to tackle this question through aggregate indices and surveys. The Global Financial Centres Index, for example, puts together various existing indices, such as on things like ease of doing business in cities, and asks financial professionals what they think about the competitiveness of various financial centres. Whilst all that is important, we tackle this question quantitatively, building an economic model of city-level performance. We use data on all investment banking transactions worldwide over the last 15 years. That is, all debt and equity capital market transactions, syndicated loans, mergers and acquisitions. We've then filtered that data based on cities and built a model to look at a number of independent variables and how they drive performance. Variables like rule of law, population, tax, industry concentration, and investment banking revenue. Some counterintuitive findings from our study are, first, financial services are really a lag variable in the economy, not a lead variable. It follows the contours of the real economy. As much as bankers like to talk about specific measures in their sector, such as corporate tax and ICT infrastructure, only some of these are actually economically significant. In fact, the reverse can actually be true. If you invest too heavily in sector-specific measures, you risk over-financialising the economy. Second, because the real economy is the most important driver of financial service performance, it's very important for the government to focus on competitive measures in the real economy. The Harper Review has looked at this in the context of public sector services, but we need to move to other industries. In banking, the fourth pillar policy in the late 90s drove that discussion, but I'd like to see it move to other sectors, such as telecommunications and media. Cities dominated by monopolistic or near-monopolistic players suffer compared to those where there is robust competition. Third, universities are key. In our studies, they are the magnets for international talent. The cities that lead the world as financial centres have world-class universities at their centre. In Australia, we have the great education in financial services, but what we haven't got is the track record on jobs. The New South Wales government has a number one priority of 150,000 new jobs in the next 4 years. A lot of those new jobs will need to come from white-collar jobs, not just blue-collar. We need better programs that connect our universities and international graduates into those jobs, so we can be truly world-leading as a financial services centre.